What's up, y'all? It's your boy BeeAzi, and today we're going to be talking about cord cutting, and we're going to be talking about pulling cords, okay? And so I want to first highlight that there is a big difference between pulling the cords and cutting the cords, okay? And so I'm going to let you know why you need to cut some cords and why you need to pull some cords right now, real quick. Not going to hold your time up too much, okay? And so when it comes to pulling cords, you want to pull cords when you know that you haven't left a vicinity, when you know that you are still dealing with someone or you still want them in your life, when you know that you are still going to still be around a certain individual, a certain place, a certain thing. You need to cut those cords. You need to cut those cords because when you cut these cords, you're cutting specific cords that is attaching you in this situation in a negative imbalance. And so when you're cutting these negative imbalances out of the connection, out of the situation, out of the place, it allows things to come back into harmony, okay? And so when you know that you are wanting to align yourself with a higher vibration, with a higher timeline, when you know that you're ready to leave something completely, when you're ready to let something go, when you're ready to shift your reality to a point where it is literally something different than you was experiencing before, you need to pull the fuck out those cords. Pull those cords from the root, from the core, because when you pull those cords, you give room for something new to be replaced in that space. So when you pull a cord of negativity, when you pull a cord of doubt, when you pull a cord of discomfort, you have the room and space to replace that cord with a cord that's more in tune to the situation. And so you know that you're tired of a certain workplace, you're tired of a certain person, and you want to pull their cord completely. You're able to replace that cord to attract something or someone that replaces that in a higher frequency, in a higher place. You feel me? In a more what's the word I'm looking for? Harmonious, in a more harmonious way, you know, okay? And so those are the simple version of why you should want to cut some cords or why you want to pull some cords, okay? So let's go a little deeper into why you want to cut some cords. So let's give an example. Say that I have been dealing with Marianne for a while, and Marianne has been showing me different things about herself that she didn't show herself in the first 3 years of us knowing each other. Now she is starting to become more lazy. She's starting to become complacent. She's starting to be comfortable in not paying her bills. She's starting to be comfortable in not wanting to communicate her emotions and her feelings towards me. And overall, though, for the 5 years that I've known Marianne, it's only been this last 2 years that she's been moving like this. And I do know and I'm aware that Marianne had been going through some stuff. And so I know that Marianne's not a negative person, or not, she doesn't want to be, she's choosing to be. And I know I am capable of still being her friend and being in her space if she just chooses to acknowledge these certain things. It's not even that she even has to change them. I would love her where she at right now, but she do needs to acknowledge these things and actively be working on them. But she don't have to change in a day. That is why I should cut these cords of feeling discomfort, cut these cords of laziness, because I had to recognize and realize where I was enabling her. We lived together. And so she couldn't be lazy if I didn't allow her to be lazy. You get what I'm saying? And so I had to cut these certain cords that we had connected to each other that was causing her to be complacent in me doing all the work and allowing myself to feel like that it's my responsibility to take care of two grown motherfuckers. No. But let's say that Marianne, we cut those cords and them cords grew back, and they grew back thicker because nothing changed. When you cut cords and nothing changes, they grow back thicker, babe. And so let's say they grew back thicker, and let's say Marianne has continued to do more of what she was doing before. And it got to a point where now I'm starting to get physically, mentally, and emotionally sick from Marianne's energy and what she's choosing to do and what she's choosing not to do. And so now it's my responsibility to acknowledge if this is something that's continues to serve me. If this is no longer serving me and it's time for me to kick Marianne's ass out, or it's time for me to move out and move somewhere else, then it's my responsibility to remove those cords completely, so that when I am removing these cords, that I do not allow myself to find myself back into another situation just like Marianne. Don't get me wrong, you can pull cords, and because you haven't learned your lesson consciously or ego-wise, you can get your ass right back into where you at. For example, you can learn that if you went down that alleyway, these niggas gonna stab your ass up. And if you didn't learn that when you walk down that alleyway after you done got to the hospital and healed up, that you didn't learn that this alleyway has people down here who just stab folks, when you walk your happy ass back down there again, you gonna get stabbed again. But a motherfucker who learned their lesson, they know, understand that, oh, it's not all alleyways I should be afraid of. I should just be cautious of this alleyway. So you don't need to be cautious of all Marianne's. You need to be cautious of that Marianne, because that Marianne did what she did, and it's reality. You ain't making it up. You ain't assuming anything. It's what the fuck happens, okay? And so it's your boy BeeAzi Rabunte. I hope through those two analogies and from the explanation that I gave you, you now have a deeper understanding of why you should cut cords and why you should pull cords. And it's up to your discernment to discern which one is needed for you. I love you, babe.